Thank you everyone for joining today. I think maybe some of you already met me at our online events. My name is Anna and I work for EIT InnoEnergy Master School Marketing team. Now, I'm sure Steve has already shared with you a bit of information, so you have a bit of a feeling what life is like as an EIT InnoEnergy student. But maybe I can just tell you a little bit about the company, just so you have a bit more of a background. So to start off, I just want to share with you that EIT InnoEnergy is not just a master school. So we don't just offer programs, so master programs, but actually what we do is we also work with businesses in Europe. So what I mean is that we invest in students, but we also invest in technologies. So if a student after he graduates has an idea and would like to, he might have a solution and he needs to make sure that the solution is marketable and can be delivered to the market. We help him to deliver the product. We work with businesses. So we work with startups, we work with already established companies. We also involved in some of the policy making with the European Union. And today we are considered the largest energy accelerator in Europe. So if you go to our offices, which are located in most of the countries where we have our universities, you will meet startups that are sitting there. And it's a great way to network, interact. A lot of our students work with our startups. So I will talk a little bit more about networking opportunities. But as I said, so much more than just a master school. And then also something quite unique is that ever since we've been established in 2010, we have been supported by EIT, which is European Institute of Innovation and Technology. And essentially, it's a body of European Union. So as you can see at the top right corner of my presentation, we are funded by the European Union. We have a good relationship with them, which again benefits our students while they're studying and after they graduate. But one more thing to mention on that is that even though we are funded by the European Union, we also have major industry shareholders on board, so big energy companies. So we are considered a public-private partnership. Now, just to give more of an example of a company, a bit more of a big view. As I said, we have offices around Europe. We have worked on delivering more than 400 products today to the market. We've made huge investments. So we made about 500 million investment into renewable energy industry. We have a huge network of partners, which is very helpful. So if you have not heard about EIT InnoEnergy before, chances are the companies that you'll be interested at working at have heard about EIT InnoEnergy. As I said, we're biggest accelerator, so we have more than 300 startups that we're working with. And we also have a big master school and PhD graduate community, which is great. So you get to meet the students who have graduated, you get to speak to them, get their advice. So students like Steve, for example, and we generally encourage interaction between our graduates and our current students. So any possibility, we always invite graduates to events. We ask our graduates to hire our current students and just to provide extra support. Now, in terms of master school, so again, I'm sure you already have a picture of EIT InnoEnergy, and you kind of get how you would follow your master program. But to sum it up is you select 2 universities, you receive a double degree from each university. And I think this is sometimes where confusions lie. Students might think that it's some sort of a course certificate or just an InnoEnergy certificate. But in fact, you do get an actual degree from the university, like if you would have been enrolled in it as any other student. You have a set of unique activities which you benefit from. So, for example, you study at ESADE Business School. We have Grenoble École de Management where students go. We try to encourage networking. So we send students to European energy events, company visits, so good relationships with automotive industry, Maserati, Tesla. A lot of our students are working there. We have students traveling to Azores Islands to learn about sustainable energy solutions. And you also receive a lot of extra training along the way. So, for example, data science is becoming very prominent for students, project management, and again, networking, company speed dating. And as you gather, all these activities, they are aimed at improving your career possibilities after you graduate. So we have a dedicated career center team. They work with students. Now, traditionally, in a university, you have a career center team, but universities have big intakes. So there's only so much time a career center team can dedicate to its students. We have a much smaller intake. So we have about no more than 300 students. So our career center can dedicate more time and manage to organize challenges for students. They manage to support them with dedicated career portal where you can check job opportunities and various other activities. So to give you an example, last year we introduced something called Sidewalk, and it's a program for students. After they graduate, they can submit their startup proposal, and if successful, they receive support from InnoEnergy and extra funding to support their startup. So this is just an example of many activities that we currently have. In terms of programs, I listed the 8 master programs here. I'm not going to go details into them because I'm sure we don't have time, and you can of course ask me questions if you want afterwards. But the only thing I would mention about the programs is please have a look at the universities where the programs are taught, and have a look at specific requirements per program. So requirements for nuclear energy might be slightly different than requirements for smart electrical networks and systems. Just to mention the universities, because this is the most important part, this is actually where you'll be studying. We have 14 technical universities and 2 business schools. So all universities are ranked highly for engineering and technology. They all rank highly for graduate employability. And they're located in most innovative countries in the world. And this is a particularly good news for any of you who are interested in starting your own business. The other thing to mention about the universities is that if you actually look per country, most of these universities are top in their country for engineering. So if we take Germany, for example, KIT is top for engineering. Eindhoven, I believe, is top for engineering. In Stockholm as well, we have Royal Institute of Technology. So please have a look at the universities and have a look at where you're interested in going and studying. And also speak to our students. So get some feedback from our current students to see if the university you will select is the right choice for you. In terms of requirements, I'm sure these have already been mentioned, or Dual will mention it in more detail, but we look for good academic background. We look for a good GPA score. English proficiency, so you can find all the information about the English proficiency, university reputation. Just on the side note, we receive a lot of students from Taiwan every year, and our program professors know the level of the students, so the chance of you being accepted into the program is very, very high. We also look at experience in innovation and entrepreneurship. So if you can demonstrate some additional experience in your motivation letter, that is really great. In terms of, do you want to interrupt me, someone, or no? Okay.
Continue, no problem.
Okay, perfect. Just on application deadlines, we're now in round 3, so we operate in application rounds. You can apply until 7th of March. Then, if you wait till 15th of March, not all the programs might be available for application. So, for example, at the first round, all the programs are available. If the programs get filled up, they might no longer be available for the application. So your choice of the program might be gone. This is exactly why we ask students to apply as early as possible, just to guarantee that you have your choice and you can actually apply to it. Now to discuss fees and funding. So the participation fee for all universities and all the programs is 18,000 per academic year. There is no application fee, so you can apply, and you can you don't have to pay for anything when you apply, and you can actually apply to 2 programs, so your first choice and your second choice of a program. The only fee we have is a registration fee, and essentially all this is you might receive you will hopefully receive a letter saying that you have been accepted. If you have been accepted, students sometimes might apply to several universities, and you might wait for another university to also come back to you. So this registration fee essentially guarantees that you have saved a spot. So you're saving a spot for your studies. There are scholarships available. So we have 2 types of scholarship. First scholarship is where students don't pay anything. So it's actually EIT InnoEnergy that's covering your education costs. And the second type of scholarship where students don't pay anything, and they also receive a monthly allowance for the duration of their studies, so for 2 years. So you will receive something along the lines of 750 euros per month for 2 years. Now, to qualify for scholarship, you don't need to do anything specific. You just apply, and all students are considered for scholarships, but they're only considered for scholarships in these 2 rounds, so round 1 and round 2. But I'm sure if you have some questions, Dual can also explain to you after the presentation in more detail. Just the last bit to mention about this is that we also have partial waivers. So what this means is essentially a discount, and these are available through all rounds, and they are awarded by university. So we have no say in it, just like scholarships. The university awards the partial waivers and the scholarships to top students for the application. And this is my last slide. So just to finish off, to give you like a feeling of what life is like maybe after graduation. So I asked our career center, they shared with me some of the statistics. So first I wanted to share with you the jobs that students are doing. You can see the jobs are very varied. We have anything from consultant to design engineer to project engineer. We have students who run their own business. So we have 12% of students who have their own startups. We also have students who win international awards. So here we list Forbes 30 under 30, but actually we have so many. So we have like a sustainability leader, like a student who recognized for encouraging female engineers. So yeah, plenty. So have a look at the website. Then we have the graduate employment statistics for Europe. So essentially 72% of our graduates remain in Europe. And here you can see the country split. So why I like to add this is so you know that okay, so you're not worried that if you graduate, for example, in Portugal, that you just have to look for the job in Portugal. In fact, the students are super mobile, and many end up working in different countries from the ones they have graduated. So it's just nice to know. 92% of our students are employed within 6 months after graduation, and this does not include scholarship students. And then I also list the companies of where our students are employed and where our students normally do their internships. And all these companies we work with them, they're very much familiar with us, and they know our students. So if you look at the companies, they hire a lot of our students. So I always advise students to, have a look at the companies, and once they join the program, to try and apply for internships if they're looking for, and also for a graduate spot once they graduate as well. So this is it from me.